Hey everybody, this is Lisa. Welcome back to my channel, Paper Lace and Bling. I got the first page, however you want to, the first signature, the first page, whatever you want to call it, done. So this is the actual wedding invitation, and I tell you that maybe at first you think, they probably got a dozen of those sitting at the house, but when my husband and I were getting close to our 40th, we couldn't remember what year we were married. So I had to look up my old invitation. Yeah, so it's very helpful. So this is actually a pocket. You can find something to slide in there. Here we go. You can slide a picture in here and then just have this, or you can just leave it the way it is. I thought it was really pretty. This bright pinky color, I know it's so not wedding, but the pink flowers that are on this match this, and I am trying to diminish it as much as I can. I have been looking into maybe taking some white and just, rubbing around the edges just to give it a little more softness. So we're going to see about that. And then I have this piece here. Everything is all about the pictures with this. Now, pictures can go on to the vellum if she wants to. She can even write on the vellum. This is writable vellum. But through the vellum, I have another pocket, and that is one of the fussy cuts that I did out of some of the papers. Again, the picture can go on top, several pictures, or she can just stick several in, however she wants to do that. And then on the other side, I have the acetate with the eucalyptus leaves. And of course, you can take, let's see, get something here. Once you take a picture and stick it in there, you'll see more of the part that's printed onto the acetate. So that's another. My little puppy is scratching the floor like he's trying to scrunch it up to lay down. And then, of course, again, through the vellum, you can see the print on the acetate. And then here is just another sheet for all kinds of pictures. And then back here is basically for 2 5x7s. And this is left. It's only glued down the center so that the 5x7s will both fit here. And there's a space for her to write something. So that's page number 1. Somebody's knocking at my door, so we will get back to page number 2 in just a second, guys. Back in a flash. Okay, so I started working on this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not filming. I was chatting away with you guys, but yeah, I didn't push any buttons or anything. I'm just like... So anyway, I took a piece of... This is just some inexpensive... Oh, it wasn't the same one. But anyway, it's the same premise. It was wide like this. In fact, if you put these two pieces together, that's how it was. And I just cut up the center, so I wasn't wasting. Now, this is built up a little bit. Just with the lace, it's not a huge amount. But I don't want the picture to... sag in. So I'm just looking for some little scrap piece of something that I can just kind of cut a bit out and stick in the center. I mean, this is basically copy paper. Really nicely aged though, isn't it? Yeah, I found a bunch of that in some stuff. But anyway, so I'm going to stick this down. Yep. I guess I left that too long. I guess I left it too long. There we go. All right. Get that little ooey gooey bit out of there. Oh yeah, it's... But I just want to get this glued down. So it will just help support that top layer. Just right down the center here. Just like that. Just gives it a bit of support. Now, what I did was I cut a piece that I decided I wanted here for this. And so I'm going to use... Go ahead and... Get out of there! No, ma'am. My little puppy thinks this is the bestest room in the house. There's so many fun things to get into. Normally, the door is closed, but my husband is out in the shop. Somebody came over and asked... My husband has a really nice shop, and he does a lot of metal work, and they brought a knife over that they need sharpened and fixed. So he's going to be doing that over there. And I said, that's fine. I'm working on this wedding album I need to get done, so you just have at it. Okay, so I'm placing this down. But before I do, I had this piece. I bent around this paper. So let's pick this up. Totally forgot that I needed to put this down before I did that. Alright, so let's just slide this down in here. And go ahead and use that glue. Oops. That didn't go far enough down. There we go. Now it's far enough down. No, and I want this first. Okay. And then this here. Oh gosh. Put that right on that glue. So let's get some more glue around here. This is already starting to dry. Okay. So this is basically all I had done, but I'm kind of going to be following the same pattern for each page. So one page is going to have the pocket, the other page is going to have, you know, that kind of thing. It's going to be basically the same throughout. One reason is this gal is not a super crafty person. She said she doesn't have a creative bone in her body, which I said is not true. But she begged to differ. Oh, and then I'm spreading it around already. I do have my... Okay. So there is that. And then I thought this being a nice blush pink, this being the inside, just really pretty with the gold. But I wanted to see how big I could make it. So let's go from wherever I want it to get this cut down. Now, where'd I put the mark? Yeah, where'd I put the mark? There it is, right there. All right. And then I've got the little hole here, and I don't know. I mean, it's definitely, if I use the, oh boy, that is not straight at all. But this is too long to get into my cutter, and I can totally see it's not straight. This is wider than the ledges in my cutter. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this hole off. I was going to try and use it, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off, and then I can get a nice straight cut. Just going to the edge. There we go. Now I'm going to get a nice straight cut. There we go. All right. So there it is. And I'm going to fold it over. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. And I'm going to slide this in. So now she's got places to put, let's see. She can put her 4x6s on there, or she can put a 5x7. She can also slide pictures, 8x10s or whatever, down behind it. And then she's got all of this to put pictures on and all of this to put pictures on. So we may do some more decorating on that, but for right now, that is that page. All right. So next on this page is just an undecorated pretty picture from one of the kits. And so I've definitely got some flowers in this one, and then this beautiful picture here. There we go. All right. So now I want to go and see where all my other, here they are. I've got so many. These obviously won't work because of the sideways. This would be very pretty there. I absolutely love this one, and this will probably be used as a pocket. I just love it. I can't go without it. Okay, so that will be cut down and put there. Simple, easy peasy. You guys don't have to see me do that. On this one, I go to my already cut apart pieces. I've covered them up again, so I have to uncover them. Okay. Put this back over here. All right, so I have like the candles. That's really pretty. Because I'm thinking this is more like, you know, here is the invitation page. This is during the services, so, you know, the unity candle. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm kind of doing it as a, I mean, each one of the fronts is going to be one of these really cool couples, I think. I've got a couple more. Might not all be, because I don't know that I have that many couples, but I might do the car as one, that little beetle. It's so adorable. But anyway, so then, like, here's a candle for that. And that's just lovely. And then this I had pilled it out. And I will leave it as a pocket. See, so you can see that. She'll be able to, I mean, it's not going to really be a pocket. If she wants to use it as one, it will, because this bottom part will be sealed. Actually, wait a minute. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, let's see what that looks like, because this, yeah, that's beautiful. So let's do that, and then on this side, I'm doing one of the acetates. So it's really sideways, but I used one of those in the last one. I have the cake. I don't want to use that on this one. That's the person. Oh, I do have this one. Let's do this one. I think this one would be better here. So this will have to be cut down, and you can definitely see it better. It's the flowers. Let me put a piece behind it so that you can see it. It's very faint, but again, when you put a picture behind it, it's going to be super beautiful. Okay? But I think that I'm going to go from the top down, and then the, you know, the picture. But how I've been installing these, let me show you what I've been doing. Super simple. I've been not folding these back. I mean, if she wants to fold them back, she totally can do it. But I'm not folding them back. I'm trying to not do that. I can't tell. Does this go all the way? Yeah, it does go all the way to the end. And so does this one. Okay. So what I've been doing is placing this as far in, you know, as it'll go. Making a mark. I've been using these little micron pens, but anything will work. And I've been making it ever so slightly smaller than the actual page. And I'm just putting a dot. Did I actually get a dot on there? I don't think so. I'm just putting a dot. Didn't mean to put it on the page as well. Dork. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that there's a little bitty dot right there. Anyway, getting this cut. And you do want to cut that dot off because you don't want an ugly dot on your picture. So, with acetate, it's plastic. Not all your glues are going to work on plastic. So you need to make sure that you know, if you're going to use acetate, that you're going to have a glue that works. The Fabri-Tac totally works. The Art Glitter Glue totally works. I believe the Barely Art glue works as well. Eileen's, I don't think does. You know, you just, whatever it is you have, try it on a piece of something and see. It's like it doesn't even dry. I don't, you know, it doesn't stick and it doesn't dry. I don't know. It's just really weird. So what I've been doing for this part, I pull this back as best I can, and I'm putting a small bead of glue as close to the center of the spine as I can. Okay. Take my paper my acetate, excuse me, lining it up. Well, there, I got it on top. Don't want that. Come here. And you don't want to glue your sheet down to it either. Okay, bring it down to be even on the bottom. Slide it in as far as it'll go, but making sure that you're not getting yourself a little crooked. So I have to pull this out just a little bit because it'll go farther in down here than it will over here. So I just want to make sure that the edge is straight. And of course I've got glue everywhere. So one problem using the Fabri-Tac is it's got stringies to it. I just want to make sure that I don't have any wet glue on for this piece, for the vellum. Then I'm taking this is some seam binding that I have. I had in my stash because I want her to be able to slide a picture in here, but I'm afraid if I don't glue down the bottom, it may fall out. I think the rest of it, once she sticks it in there, the static cling will keep it. But I really do think I need to run a bead of glue. So basically all this is going to be doing is hiding the glue on the page. You can use lace to do this, ribbon to do this, material, you know, just whatever you want. But this is what I have come across, that out of all the stuff I've got for this has turned out to be one of the hardest things I have ever tried to put together. I don't know why. My brain has been scrambled, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so I just put a very thin layer of glue, very, very minute layer of glue, and now I'm going to do it again on top of the acetate, and I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to spread it across. Then I'm going to take my satin. I'm going to put it up all the way in. I gotta see, where's my tweezers? Let's try it this way. This is so... And I'm just laying it down on the glue. I'm not pressing it, I'm just laying it down and lightly tapping, because if you push it down into that glue, you're going to have the glue marks. And to me, that's just ugly. Not a nice look. So, and then I'm just going to... Now you could, I tried and I wasn't very happy with it, folding the edge, so, oh, wrong scissors. Oh, I gotta make sure I roll. I don't want to roll on a dog. That would be sad. Okay. And then just like that. So that is that. And then when they take and put a picture in there, I believe it will stay very nicely. Let's give it a... Like, yeah, it stays very nicely. All this other stuff didn't, but it's not glued down at all, so. But yeah, so that works. That works just like I thought it would. So I was very happy about that. But And then through here, through the vellum, you can see, you know, it's kind of neat. Now on this page, on the back here, I just put another piece for decoration. So this piece are these flowers. Let me see. Where did I put the rest? Oh my goodness. Put it back in here. No, I didn't. What did I do with the big old stack of all those pretty papers I have? Well, I've got that one and that one, but where did I put it? Oh, right over here. Okay. I'm trying to stick with the kit that she requested in the first place and skip all of these other ones. Oh no, I don't dislike putting something like that in there at all. And I've already done one with the shoes. Okay. Let's put a little bit of this on this side. So that's what'll go there. And then on the back, I figured on the back I could diverge into doing different things, just so that there was some differences. And on the front and the back I have a lot of room because there's a 1/2 inch in between here. So I can do pretty much anything I want on this back page. Now if you remember, I did a very simple one on this back page. But I think that I'd like to do like a 5x7 waterfall. I'm trying to think how I would want it. And I think definitely this way. Because this I have, let's see. There's 8 inches for the pink sheet. So if I made 7 1/4 this way, and then did like 5 3/4, which would give me a 1/2 inch to scoop under, and then a 5 3/4. So, I mean, then it would be a 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. So now what I need, see, the only problem here is that none of these pages are double-sided. I did find in my stash this blush craft and rose gold. So I thought, you know, I could totally, and you saw me use one of these sheets already. So I totally thought, you know, this could be fun. It would be blush in the front, but then when she flipped it, she would have some gold pieces. I don't know that I'm going to use like these kind of things in there, but wow, that one's really busy. Very pretty, but it is really busy. Now the hearts I like. I seem to only have one of those. No, I have 2. So I would get 4 out of these. How many would I be able to do? So now, how to figure that out. If you're going to start at the very top, if you're going to leave yourself a 1/4 inch and then start, you need to start, figure that out first. Okay, so say I took a pencil mark, if I could find a pencil. Find a pencil, Okay, so I am going to give it 1/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to start. So I'm going to put my ruler at the 1/8 of an inch mark, okay? Then I can go, okay, for my first one is going to go all the way down to 5 1/4. Because where I fold it and stick it up here, it's going to go all the way down to the 5 1/4 mark. So that's my first one. I'm not actually making a mark there. Then I'm going to do another 1/2 inch, and that's where the bottom of the next one would be. So that's 2. Another 1/2 inch is 3. Another 1/2 inch is 4. Another 1/2 inch is 5. Another 1/2 inch is 6. And so on. 7, 8, 9, 10. You start putting 10 5x7s on one page, you're going to get a mess. So I have room to maybe do something a little different. And I think I would like for her to have a space to write, you know, what it is that is, you know, the family of the groom, the family of the bride, my cousins, you know, I mean, whatever she wants. And that will also allow for, you know, to fill the space up a little bit better as well. I'm sorry, I'm thinking as I go, because I had no clue what I was going to do other than I thought about a waterfall, but I didn't give it much more thought than that. Excuse me, I'm going to have a sip. But I also think that I would like to, I don't know, make it a little more decorative than just a flat old piece of paper. So, but I don't know. I was looking at my dies, and I don't think that's the way I want to go, though. I just don't know. We'll come up with something, though. We'll come up with something. Let me figure out this. If I do 5 3/4 and 5 3/4, I could actually do 6 6, which would give me 3/4 of an inch to fold over instead of a 1/2. Now that would be a little bit more space in order to write. Yeah, I think, and I think I want to make it look like it's a booklet maybe, or a, what do you call that? Matchbox. You know, a match where you have a little pocket down at the bottom, and then you slide the lip in, kind of thing. I don't know. Okay. Let me go ahead. I'm going to get 2 of these sheets. There we go. And I don't know how many more of these I have. 2, 4, 6. I'm going to get 2 of these sheets. And since I'm only using 7 1/4, that will leave me a little bit of a strip for something else that hopefully I will figure out and I can utilize. All right. So, first things first, I'm going to cut off right above the hole and then see how much space I have left. I've got glue all over me. You know, that's one of the things I really don't like. I'm in the wrong line of crafting bliss here. Okay, I'm going to cut that off. And now how much do I have left? This is 12 1/8. Okay. So I could do 6 1/16 to get half. So I am going to cut, because I have, you know, an orientation here. I want the hearts up and down. So my 7 1/4 is going to be this way. So I can go ahead and cut my 7 1/4, which will leave me my longer strip. So I'm going to do that first. And I am cutting these together so that I make sure that they're all the same. 7 1/4 is what I want for this. There we go. See, and that leaves me a very nice 4 3/4. So I actually could do a 1/2 inch here and get 4 by 6s on these. So, you know, that's good. I like being able to utilize what I have. And let me also make sure that I cut this the same, because if I don't get this just the same, I'm going to just cut it at 12 and then cut it at 6. So let me just, it's not that, I mean, that it's just not that much difference. 1/8 of an inch is just not that much difference. So did I get it to be the same? Yeah, I did. Okay, again, now there's no orientation. Do it wherever it's gonna, you know, like I've got a little corner here that all of them kind of got damaged. I think it was in my move that I did. So I'm going to cut over here 7 1/4 inches. Again, cutting the two of them together. Putting my other strips back over there. Now I do want to make sure that these guys are the same. And they are. This one, this does need to be cut down. And I'm going to take this end to 12. There we go. Okay. So now they should be the same tops and bottoms. Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to cut these at 6. I'm going to go this way and measure over 6 and cut. So basically I'm cutting them in half. And of course I don't really have a 6 on this. That's the only, in between the 5 1/2 and the 6 is kind of lost. But you just take your ruler and from where you've got the paper set to where it's cutting, you see if it's on 6. And it is. Okay, so yay, those are the same. And 6. Why do you not look straight? Why? All right, let's see. Okay, so I did get that one a teeny bit shorter and a teeny bit longer, but that's okay. So let's get this bad boy out again. All right, so on the 6-inch side here, no, I'm sorry, the 6-inch side here, I want 5 1/4 for the picture. So I'm just going to come over at 5 1/4, and I'm going to do my scoring. And then this piece, I think I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, okay. Oh, I just got a good idea. Okay, so 5 1/4. Okay. 5 1/4. And this way, no matter what length you did your paper, the 5 1/4 is going to be the same by doing it this way. And that's the important part. 5 1/4. Now these, you do want to make sure, if you've got an orientation, that the top, which is going to be here, is what you want. 5 1/4. 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And one more. Yay! 5 1/4. Okay, so there we go. Get this put back, and let's not work on our good papers. I do, however, want something to put this on. So it needs to be a picture that I think that might be one that I'll use for one of the fronts. Now that might be interesting, because they'll go down the center and they'll just be a little bit on both sides. That'll be okay. I mean, it's going to cover up everything pretty much, so not a biggie. Not a biggie at all. Let's first go ahead and cut this down so it will work on our sheet. And I'm basically just going to center it. And I'm going to make a cut here and here. There we go. So that'll get rid of both sides, and I don't have to take the time to cut the white off and then measure it, cut the white off and then measure it. No. We just doing it. We just doing it. Yes. Okay, so there's that. Now, I am just going to just cut the white off on the top here and see where we're at for the bottom. Okay, so I can leave this little white bit here because I am going to add something to the bottom. Probably just a little lip. Let's see. I had this little piece left from one of my pages. Maybe if I took my, of course, again, most of this is going to get covered up, but there are a few things in here that I can add some pink to. Just using my pencil. But I can go in afterwards and everything that doesn't show because, let's see, it's 7 across. So you see there's very little that will show. But I can add some pink with my pen. And when you lift them all up, you will see down here. But that's okay, because that's all pretty. And I can add some pink into these. I don't know if I necessarily like this, but this is really about all I'm interested in having down here. But I think I will probably use my, as a closure, I will use this so it's not just in the book one time. If I'm using something, I don't like to just use it once. I like it to be in the book more than just once, unless it's just like, you know, a beautiful brooch that you're putting on the cover or something like that. I still like to have the different things in the book in several places, just so you get that cohesiveness throughout the book. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I could also use one of these as a, you know, close up, put a magnet. Then you can open that up. Or I could also do it this way, which I tend to prefer. When you look at these books, I can imagine it being in my lap. I'm not going to want to have to flip things and lay them on my chest trying to look at the book. I would prefer to open things up this way. I don't know. I might be boring the heck out of you guys, but this is just the way I think. So now, one thing I was thinking, because I need this in the book in more spots. But if I were to take a piece of this and just put it, see, this will be down, and then this will be right there. And then I would take another piece of this blush paper and lay it across the top. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I think I like it, but I'm not 100% positive. Oh. No. I think I'm just going to leave these to do the work, and I will try and do something to make these a little more interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put a little rose. I have a lot of little tiny cut roses, and I'll just put a rose in a spot. Maybe that'll be good. Okay, so now we can just take this right up to the very top, because you already got a little bit, 1/8 of an inch or so, showing the bright pink. So this would allow you to get a nice start on a straight line. Probably need to put the lid on this. Yeah, it will give you a nice straight line. I'm like, what is that? Oh yeah, it's the pin. Okay, so we're going to eyeball the center. Now, if you're worried about it, then you go ahead and measure in. I think it would be 3/8 or 5/8 on both sides. I can't remember now. Not doing the math very well. Okay, so I can use my grid. And there's a half, and there's a half. So, yeah, 3/8, I think. Let me pick this up and look at it. pretty darn good. Have it nice and straight. Build a little up. All right. So now, oh, I really didn't want that way. Let me see if I can pick this up. No, it's going to have to be that way. Just, oh, I lost little mini-me. Sorry, guys. How long is this? 45 minutes. Okay. So then I'm going to, I wanted one of these on the very front, but that's all right. That's all right. So basically then all we're going to do is just keep gluing these. So I'm going to get these all glued down. Just line it right up to the first one. And you want it to butt right up against. And now my camera, oh, darn. Somebody gave me this and I thought, oh, this is cool, but no, I don't like it. It had something on it and it transferred it onto my paper. That's very maddening. Oh my goodness. What is that? Okay, you are just a gum eraser. You're not going to get nothing out. Nope. What about you? I don't know what that is. Oh, good Lord. I tell you, it is the hardest thing for me to keep things neat and clean and not get finger marks on stuff. Okay. I am not going to have you guys watch me do all of these. So I will pause you and come back. Here I go again. No little mini-me. The phone is full. I just put some glue around the edge here and I'm putting this little piece down. Spreading the glue everywhere. Come on, girl. So that it's a little bit of a pocket if we end up putting some tags in there or something like that. Now that did not go down low enough. Come on. There we go. Okay. And then I can just cut off what I don't need. Okay, and then here. I am just going to finish this. Now, I'm not using anything on the edges of my paper because I don't mind the white. If you guys, now these pages here, these die cuts with a view blush pink pages are solid core. There's not white in them, but it really wouldn't matter to me because I kind of like the white showing. So around all my fussy cuts and everything else, I had to be really careful because I knew I wasn't inking the edges. And inking the edges hides a whole lot of, you know, if you did something wrong, if you didn't cut it just right or whatever, it just hides a myriad of things. But, all right, and the only other thing then I think I will do to hold this shut, and it needs to be a little bit you know, allow for, because if she puts pictures on both sides, this is going to get pretty thick. So you do need to make sure. I'm sorry, it's getting a little late, guys. I'm getting pretty tired. Woo! But I have really had to put some overtime on this book. I ended up a couple of days not feeling well, so I didn't get to work on it, which kind of left me really behind. So I think the first thing I'm going to do on this is I'm going to give myself the 1/2 inch flap to go around my base page. And then I want to give myself, I'm going to go ahead and do 1/4 inch. Do I want to do 1/8 inch as well? I don't think so. I think I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. I'm going to do my 1/2 inch and then 1/4 inch. Okay? So now, if I just do, hold on now. Let me think this through for a second. If I just do the first fold, okay, I can see all right, pencil and ruler. I don't know, I think if I say it enough, I'll find it. It will stand up and say, here! You know, kind of like in school. I'm not getting that, though. All right. And I've got my little ruler out because I'm working on a different project out in front of the TV with my husband. Well, okay, so we'll use my old... Now, Eden was my married name. This, I think, was from 5th or 6th grade. And my mother had that, still had it. It's an 18-inch ruler. I never, you know, I don't think I've really ever seen an 18-inch ruler. But what I'm doing right at the moment is I'm just trying to find my center, which is going to be just a little bit shy of 4. So I'm going to make a dot that I can erase. That is my center point. Okay? So I want to make sure that I go past my center point because I'm thinking magnet. So if I am going to put a magnet on, I like to have, let me see, magnets. Oh, good Lord, up here. Magnets. Oh, I got right here. 1. Do I have another one over there? No, it's tiny. So there's 1. And here's another one. Now, if you guys end up with 2 negatives and you think, oh my gosh, I need a positive, just flip it over. Okay? I mean, the positive side sticks to the negative. So you just don't have the sticky on the right side for the most part. But that's it. Okay, so I'm going to touch on my paper where my dot is, and I'm going to add I still want it to kind of, yeah, I'm going to add, well, let me think. I think I'm going to add just about, I don't know, that's 3/4 inch to an inch. Let's see. It's about 3/4 inch. I'm going to go ahead and cut that right there at the 3/4 inch past my center point of my page. Okay, so I have that cut. So there's that piece. Now this piece, I'm going to fold. Now remember, I have the 1/4 inch here. I may have just kind of screwed myself. I should have folded on that one and had it here, but it's okay, because what I'm thinking about, you want to go and actually fold the very most inside one. Okay, and I've still got plenty of room. Plenty of room. And I like that. Now, the only thing that I want to see, you see, if I put that in the center here, that's going to look really pretty. That can just be right on that page. And then the magnet on the bottom, but of course I'm going to have to put other papers on it. But that's going to be really pretty. I probably will leave, my magnet will go on the top here, and then this will go over the magnet. And then I will put 2 different pieces of paper here. Okay? So that is how that's going to work. That is how that's going to work. And I think that's going to be really pretty right there. I don't know. I could do just about anything. I have just some roses. But I kind of like the large piece. It fills in. I do have some... Yeah, it's just too much. I just like that. Very simple, very elegant. So I think we're good with that. So I will find the center here and place my magnets where I can see this piece. Let me pull these apart far enough so you can see. This piece comes all the way over here. So if I have this in the center, I can put my magnet somewhere right underneath this flower, and then I'm not going to have any problems kind of hiding that there's a magnet there. So that totally works for me. Now if I can get the magnets out of this thing. So this, well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to go ahead and stick this piece on the back of here. And I'm going to let's use the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. How about that? Kind of at the halfway mark. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. No. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking that just doesn't look right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to just the first, and I'm going to glue this down. I want to make sure I'm getting that all the way to the edge. There we go. Just give it a little burnish, and then I'm going to bend that just like that. Okay, so I'm going to fold this to the first fold. And I'm going to lay this so it is matching up top and bottom. To my other piece. And there it is. And then just get my glue down. Making sure it goes all the way to the edge. Now let's get that to fold back and up. And there we go. Okay. And that gives plenty of room. This nice 1/4 inch gives us plenty of room for it to fill up. All right, so now I can put this. Oh, another thing I do want to do. I rounded the corners by using my corner chomper 1/4 of an inch round. And so I'm going to do that on both of these. Yeah, that will be much better. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And I'm not putting glue on or really close around the magnet because it's not going to go anywhere. And then I just want this centered. There we go. Just like that. I'm trying to make sure I'm not pushing glue out. This blush paper is very easy to mark up. So I'm trying very hard not to. Okay, so now I'm going to take my other magnet and just whatever side lines up to it, and it's the sticky side that lines up to it. So I am going to have to put a bit of glue. Now I want to make sure that my 1/4 of an inches are nice and straight and that I line up. And then I'm going to just, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that down on my glue. I'm going to take the cover off. I can throw these things away now. And I'll take a little bit of double-sided tape and put over the top of it. And then all I have to do So I will just use one of the circles. I think it will get covered. Where did I put that again? No, where to put it? Where to put it? Oh, here it is. Maybe one of these circles will work. Yeah, that will be very pretty. I did take the double-sided tape a little bit too far, so I'm just going to trim off a smidge on both ends. There's that. So I didn't burnish it down yet, so it's still fairly easy to pick up. just don't want to rip my paper. There we go. Okay, so I think this little circle right here will work, and it will cover everything up. And you won't see it when it's closed. Very nice. Because I didn't want to put any paper on the outside. So that was good. That was good. Let me get that trimmed off. Just a little bit, still a little bit too long. Okay. And this has an oblong end to it. And of course, you know what happens when you start messing with these. You make it worse and worse until it's a tinier circle than it was. Okay, I'm just going to leave it because it will just keep going and go. Okay, so basically I'm making sure I have enough glue on the outside. Shysta. Okay, that was all right. I just got a little bit. Dang, little bit down there. See, I told you guys, I'm just not very good at trying to keep things not messy. This is one of those lift-off glue pieces. You know, if you get some glue on something, it's supposed to help you smudge it off. And for the most part, it works pretty well. Okay, so there's my page, guys. And then that is going to go right with just a little bit of that bright raspberry pink showing. So there it is. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Got one more page down. Yay! Oh, good Lord. All right. Till next time, everybody. Bye.